Okay, so everyone, good evening. This is CA Rohit Grover, your faculty for CMA Interlaw. So here I'm going to let you know like how you need to prepare for your law examination, that is called business law and ethics. So as you can see that these are the topics which are there incorporated in your subject. Like first we have a Company Act. As you all know that this constitutes almost the 25 to 30% marks in your portion. Followed by we have the commercial laws, right, in which we have the contract of indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge, agency, NI Act, LLP, partnership, and SOGA, sales of goods act. And then we have industrial laws. As you all know that portion of industrial laws has been reduced and so many chapters have been eliminated, but still you have the good amount of industrial laws. Followed by Employees Provident Fund, Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952, Factories Act, Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, and Employee State Insurance 1948, and Code of Wages Act 2019, which is a new topic added into your new syllabus. Earlier it was not a part of your portion. Followed by that, we have a very 10 marks or 15 marks of portion called what? Business ethics, right? Now let me tell you the strategy, how you need to incorporate and how you need to understand and how you have to start and how you have to wind up the whole syllabus. Along with definitely at the end, like in the auditing I told you, I will tell you some presentation tips which you need to follow. First, let us start with the company law. In the company law, the biggest fear what the students are going to face is called to remember the section numbers. Let me tell you, CMA intermediate case में section numbers are not that relevant, but the content under the section is highly relevant. If you are okay, if you are very much okay with remembering the section numbers, do remember. But in case you are not okay with the section numbers, don't quote the wrong section number at least. Otherwise, what will happen? Say, for example, you got the question for 66, that is called reduction of share capital, but you are quoting 68 on that. So it means neither you know 66 nor you know what? 68. So that will create a bad impression on the examiner and you are going to lose the very effective marks in your examination. So, keeping the sections aside, make sure that you concentrate on the content. Now, coming to the Companies Act, definitely I would say that the first three chapters till MOA and AOA, you can skip. I'm not saying skipping, you can put less effort on these chapters because they were already tested at your foundation level, right? Incorporation, promoters, types of companies, all those things, MOA, AOA, already you have covered that at your foundation level. So obviously the examiner would not like to ask you on these areas. Followed by that, the highly and the most important chapter in line, I will be telling you. First, you should concentrate on prospectus and allotment of securities topic. Very and highly important topic. In that also, I would say that better you should concentrate on section number 42, which is known as private placement of shares. Very important topic. Public offer, allotment, section number 39, irregular allotment. These are the core areas where you need to concentrate. After that, prospectus and allotment, your 42 sections will be over almost. After that, the next chapter, shares and share capital. Shares and share capital chapter में section number 43 to section number 72 you are going to understand in shares and share capital chapter. इसमें जो important topics है, highly recommended topic, shares and share capital chapter में highly recommended topics are reduction, section number 66, right shares, section number 62, alteration of the share capital, alteration of share capital, section number 61 and 68. You all know that buyback of securities. These are the best areas where the institute will definitely would like to test you. Followed by 63 also you can say, which is known as bonus shares. Other than that, you can also do 56, 57, 58, 59, that is called transfer and transmission of shares. These are the highly important areas in this chapter. I'm telling the chapters and the topic where you need to concentrate. Shares and share capital chapter के बाद, the next chapter which we have is called acceptance of deposits, right? In the acceptance of deposits chapter, you have section number 73 to 76A, and make sure that in this chapter you should be definitely doing the word called eligible company. What do you mean by eligible public company? That is the main topic. And don't forget to do the definition of deposits. It is a definition of deposit which is negative in nature. 19 points are there in the definition, and all those 19 points are not deposit. So you have to satisfy some criteria to not to call that amount as a deposit. If it is not satisfying the criteria, it will term as a deposit. So these are the two major areas. Along with that, DPT1 circular, DPT3 circular, along with that rules and regulations you can manage, but acceptance of deposit mein these two are highly like important. Then there comes debenture and charge chapter mein. Debenture and charge chapter mein definitely debenture trustee is very favorite area, followed by DRR, debenture redemption reserve. Charge chapter में obviously the difference between floating charge and fixed charge is very important. Plus, along with the floating charge and fixed charge, registration of charge, modification of charge, and satisfaction of charge, highly important topics. This is what you need to do up to what charge. अब चार्ज के बाद द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक कम्स एम एंड ए, मैनेजमेंट एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. एम एंड ए चैप्टर मैनेजमेंट एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को हम लोग 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करेंगे. That is called 88, 89, 90 and 91. This part is known as registers chapter. What is the name? Registers chapter, जिसमें 89 and 90 highly important. 89 talks about beneficial interest and 90 talk about SBO, significant beneficial owner. Followed by that 92 to 95, जिसको हम लोग annual returns topic बोलते हैं. Which return? Annual returns, highly important. Form numbers MGT 7, 7A, 8, 9, highly important in the annual returns. Followed by that, you have section number 96 to 122, which is known as meetings topic. So these all three are the part of one chapter only called management and administration. Very important topic. Meetings में definitely I will tell you the sections AGM and EGM. These two definitely must do topics. Followed by quorum, you should do. Followed by proxy, you must do. Followed by chairman, you must do. And followed by minutes topic, you must do. These are the core 5 areas from where they may ask you the question, right? So this was all about management and administration. After that, you don't have dividend chapter, you don't have accounts of company chapter, you don't have audit and auditors, because that we are covering in where ऑडिटिंग के पोर्शन में. ठीक है. अब कमिंग टू द डायरेक्टर्स टॉपिक, राइट. डायरेक्टर्स टॉपिक में सेक्शन नंबर 149 टू 189. नॉट ऑल सेक्शंस यू हैव, वेरी लिमिटेड सेक्शंस यू हैव, लाइक types of directors you have, and very important topic, disqualification of directors, section number 164, highly important and recommended topic, disqualification. Followed by 188 related party transaction, 189 interested party disclosure of interest, 184. All these sections are very important, but make sure that 164 तो must है. उसके बाद 167, 168, these are known as vacancy and removal and resignation of directors. They are very similar to like auditors के topic which you have done in company audit, like how we can remove a auditor, likewise how we can remove a director, how auditor gives a resignation, how director can also give a resignation. So this was all about company law which you have to do it in. Again repeating, company law में sections पे इतना concentrate मत करो. Sections are not going to give you, fetch you. Yes, definitely they give you half a mark extra, but it's better to lose half a mark rather than losing 4 marks by quoting a wrong section. So this is what my opinion is about the company audit topic. Now coming back to your commercial laws. Commercial laws में if we'll see broadly speaking, you have these 4-5 acts. उसमें से contract of indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge and agency, these are known as special contracts, right? Obviously they may ask you something from old Indian contract which you have done up to quasi contract at your foundation, but these 5 में से सबसे important क्या है? Agency and bailment, highly important, और यहाँ पे guarantee. These 3 topics तो must do. Minimum 2 questions you will find it from these 2 areas, guarantee, bailment and agency. Very recommended. Negotiable instrument में I will say that you should better concentrate on check area, क्योंकि most of the questions are going to come from the check. Reason being very simple, bills of exchange, promissory note are just one definition in your chapter. Remaining whole chapter में सबसे ज़्यादा portion is occupied by the word called what? Check. Dishonor of the check, dishonor notice of the check, right? Then you have the topic called maturity rules, that topic you should do. Types of instruments topic you should do. Bill in sets you have to do. So many areas which you need to cover, but concentrate everything on the check basis, right? Payer, pay, you should be very clear in these terms when you're talking about NI. But NIMA, I will say that being a very lengthy chapter, I will say that ki there are some chosen areas you can do. Like I told you just now, checks ka area kar lena, marking of checks kar lena, crossing of checks kar lena. Then you have this dishonor of the check, discharge of the instrument, discharge of the property. Highly important topic. So first 8 to 10 pages you leave, and the last 20-25 pages are highly important in negotiable instrument. Will take a time, but definitely you can see this question of minimum 4 to 6 marks in your examination. Coming to LLP, very simple act, very lenient act, very similar to Companies Act. Major concentration area is its limits. And when we are converting from a private company to LLP, unlisted public company to LLP, and partnership form to LLP, these are the major areas, along with the liquidation area. How to liquidate an LLP, that is the concentrating area. Partnership Act and Sales of Goods Act, no need, no comments on that. Reason being very simple, they already you have covered in your foundation level. Same Partnership Act 1932 and same Sales of Goods Act 1930 are going to appear at your intermediate level. So whatever you have prepared over there, little bit extra by doing some practice, you can conquer this area. So this 25 marks are going to be there in your pocket. Coming to the industrial laws, as you first time are going to come across the industrial laws, so yes, इसमें मैं बताऊंगा Factories Act priority number 1. You should do the Factories Act first. Reason being very simple, Factories Act में बहुत सारे limits है. Limits in the says कि what are the places you should have, atmosphere, number of workers, like canteen when it is compulsory, when the first aid box is compulsory, when the ambulance is compulsory. So different areas are there, and problem is that there's a working hours, adult working hours, female working hours, opening hours of factory, closing hour, crutch facility, when the ambulance is important, canteen is important. So many different topics are there in the Factories Act. So recommended chapter number 1, must to do chapters. सेकेंड, उसके बाद आई विल से दैट यू शुड डू द एम्प्लॉय स्टेट इंश्योरेंस, क्योंकि यहाँ पे बहुत सारे कंफ्यूजिंग पॉइंट्स हैं इन द इंश्योरेंस, लाइक सर्टिफाइड सर्जन वाला केस हो गया, फिर आपको इंश्योरेंस बेनिफिट्स का केस हो गया, परमानेंट डिसेबलमेंट का केस हो गया. एंड थर्ड पे आई विल से दैट कि यू शुड डू द ग्रेचुटी एक्ट. वेरी सिंपल चैप्टर, simple areas, gratuity covered, not covered. Same thing we do it in income tax also. 15/26 wala formula will be applicable in the gratuity. Gratuity way, when the gratuity is payable, who pays the gratuity, what is the applicability on the factory to make you eligible for gratuity. So these are the areas must do. Coming back to first one, employee provident fund, may I will say that EPF scheme is better than EDLI scheme and EPS scheme. Pension scheme and EDLI scheme, you can put it on hold. Majority of the questions you will find it in the EPF scheme. So EPF scheme related every topic you must do. Code of Wages Act. So many students have the problem with this chapter being a very lengthiest chapter. और इसमें आपको करना क्या, एक्चुअली कोड ऑफ एथिक्स चैप्टर इज नथिंग बट mix of payment of wages act, minimum wages act, and payment of bonus act. ये तीनों चैप्टर को merge करके they brought one chapter called code of wages act, where you can definitely like if you have a little bit of knowledge of bonus act, and if you know the equality of remuneration का provision as we discussed in the class, you can easily surpass. But do remember, code of wages act में don't do it from the material, do it from the handwritten notes which I gave you in the class. So from that notes only you should do the code of ethics. Coming to the business ethics, it is 10 to 15 marks. इसमें important area, topic lengthy है, but very few areas है important, जैसे 7 significant rules of business ethics है. फिर अपने को business ethics के advantage, business ethics का need, and make sure that वो ICMAI वाला question है, how business ethics is important for the professionals, integrity, objectivity, all those areas, these are the must areas. So I will to say that ki, see, everything is important, as I am not the one who will draft your question paper, otherwise I would have told you do this particular area only. But I am telling you the priority wise, first you should complete your Companies Act, followed by commercial, followed by industrial, ethics last में, because that is a very generalized topic. You can easily conquer the topic just by writing your own stories also. Now, coming to the presentation part, as I already told you so many times, different types of questions will come. Suppose situation based question comes, rule will remain same. Quote the provision of the section first. But according to the situation, which section they are targeting, quote that. Not able to quote the section, at least write the provisions for that. Then followed by facts of the case. You should write the facts of the case, what your question is saying, and followed by the third paragraph called what? Conclusion. To make sure that you are writing the conclusion also, ki how you can, what is your opinion on this provision and the facts of the case, whether it is in compliance or in violation. This is the answer for situation based questions. Coming to correct incorrect, already told you कि first write the answer whether the information is correct or incorrect, followed by the reason is must, then only you will be able to get the 2 marks. फिर आता है अपने को comment based question. Try to write the answers in the bullet points instead of writing, in the big paragraphs. You should better write the answers in the which points, bullet points. And make sure that कि you should be in touch with this subject, क्योंकि those who are doing CA and CMA student, they think that कि CMA inter का law is very similar to CA inter का law. Actually ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. There are so many differences. Your law is very huge. It takes a lot of time, and looking at the portion, sometimes you get suppressed by the portion. But I will say that ki the priority which I told you, in the same priority only you should do this thing. Rest, if you have anything relating to the law subject, you already know whom to approach. You just simply talk to the management. Management will convey your query to us. And very much all the best for your examination. Do well in your exam, and make sure that you should do great in this subject called what law, because we have done it very thoroughly. We almost spent 3 months on this subject, so I expect you to deliver the same in the examination, right? So all the best to all of you. See you guys tomorrow, and see you guys in the next time CA final, CMA final में मिलते हैं. Take care everyone. Bye bye.